on Wednesday after holding his first outdoor
will be remembered as some of the most controversial.
What the Queen really thought of Trump. Critics said he was rude to her, but the truth is much more unexpected. In a new edition of his peerless biography of the King, Robert Hardman reveals astonishing new details about the royals. If 2024 had been the year of health setbacks, then 2025 was the year when the monarchy was suddenly a trophy soft power asset, caught in a custody battle. In short, 2025 was about Donald Trump.
In the end, the late
Brown. He writes how the late Queen confided.
placing his hand on her back, small breach.
Mr. Trump's fondness for the royal family was genuine and deep-seated. His first presidential visit to the UK was in 2018, ahead of his state visit in 2019, and that event came with one very firm precondition. It was made very clear to us that the reason Donald Trump wanted to come was to meet the Queen. The British Foreign Secretary at the time, Jeremy Hunt, admitted. She was our greatest asset, and so we were told by the Americans, if you want him to come and it involves tea with the Queen, he'll come.
Wonderful guests. Minor protocol missteps, they argued,
Come after a campaign rally in Ashborough.
emerged.
The Queen was very happy to welcome him to Windsor for tea at the end of his short visit. A popular press narrative, regularly resurrected by Trump critics on both sides of the Atlantic, has taken root that Mr. Trump was rude to the Queen. The charges are that he had kept her waiting on the greeting dais by arriving late and that he had walked in front of her during the inspection of the Guard of Honor in the quadrangle of Windsor Castle. Members of the royal household who were actually there deny this, saying that the Queen was not remotely put out.
Elizabeth II really think of Donald Trump.
We had an unbelievable relationship. She
But one thing is
Trump did nothing wrong at all. He arrived exactly on time. It was the Queen who had come out early because she wanted to check the dais and the steps, which were always a concern at that stage of her life, says one senior member of her staff. You have to remember that this was her first big event since the Duke of Edinburgh's retirement from public duties the year before. She wanted to get it right. It was the same inspecting the troops. All through her reign, it would be the Duke who escorted the visitor to do the inspection, and she hadn't done it before.
Melania.
story wasn't so simple. According to a newly published
Particular, when I was there, he said, we spent hours
opinions hidden.
And Trump did the right thing. The visitor is always invited to walk first, and she had to gesture to him to go in front. The anti-Trump crowd were determined to find a faux pas. There wasn't one. One of the late Queen's staff recalls that the conversation flowed as the monarch served Mr. Trump and his wife, Melania, tea in the Oak Room. The two leaders had a genuine rapport, not least because they had some things in common.
saying he inherited his fondness from his Scottish mother.
Circle. This statement seemed to confirm suspicions that Her Majesty
Slipped in the polls ever since.
Both had Scottish mothers and both had significant landholdings in Scotland. It wasn't just small talk. They discussed policy matters. He was super charming, on his best behavior throughout, says the royal staffer. One thing that struck everyone, including the Queen, was the president's energy. He would bound up and down the stairs. When Joe Biden came 3 years later, we had to put him in the creaky old Edwardian lift. The visit had been scheduled to last 20 minutes but went on for 40. It also meant that when Mr. Trump returned for the proper state visit the following year, there was a link.
He said, and then you have
on the mystique of the monarchy. In the end, the late
Brown. He writes how the late Queen confided.
It's always easier when you can begin by saying, hello again, Mr. President. There was a connection there, says the palace source. No doubt about that. Several years later, the moment had lost none of its magic for Mr. Trump as he was filmed looking through a new book of photographs of his first presidency, many of them featuring him with the Queen and the royal family.
opinions hidden. While some accounts suggest she was
Said there was simply no truth in the account.
It's a piece of history at the highest level, he murmured, flicking through the pages. She was unbelievable. We had a really good relationship. There's Charles. He's a really good person. Camilla is fantastic. That's what we can say. Don't forget to support our channel by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing. We thank you all for your support.
Saying he inherited his fondness from his Scottish mother.
circle. This statement seemed to confirm suspicions that Her Majesty
Slipped in the polls ever since President Joe Biden dropped.